What's going on, traders? Are you guys ready to get into the trading action? We got a full week ahead of us. I'm ready to make that money. The question is, are you guys? Hit the thumbs on up. Let's get it started.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part? It's beatable.
Good morning, traders. Let's go ahead. Let's get this party started. I'm gonna bring on my man Ryan Faloona right now. He's busy man in the back. He'll give me a thumbs on up when he's ready. We're gonna go ahead and get into the trading action. Zunaid is a little bit on the sick side, so we're giving him a little bit of a break. I'll go ahead and I'll keep up the energy. Who knows? Might even take a YOLO option. Gotta fulfill my man Zunaid in the back. So hey. He's going to go ahead and probably just watch us today. Hey, maybe do a little trading action. I hope he's getting some rest. Really, that's what I want. But you guys out there, you guys let me know what stocks you guys are looking at, what catalyst is sticking out to you, and where you guys think the market is going today. Throw it up in the chat. I want to hear all your opinions. Let's go ahead and jump on in. Looks like we got another great day with a lot of traders in here. We got Tiny, Red Rum. It looks like it's Team Shelly day. That's what I like to hear right there. RG in the house, Zoten Zen, Miss Whitehorse, Robert Gomez, Lord Byron. Hey, let's go ahead. Let's get after it. Born to be free, RG, Chermo, Beach Bum Trading. Let's get after it. Let's go. Time to bring up some stocks here. I'll go ahead and take a look at, let's do the overall market first. What are we seeing on out there? On Friday, we definitely got the takedown. The takedown was from above here, a high of 427, all the way down there towards a low of 390s, but that was after hours. That was an after hours tape there. I'm not going to say 390s. The low there, I would go ahead and put it at 411.34. Now we're hitting those lows. We looked like we were going to break down in the pre-market, but now we're finding a little bit of support. The 410 area is the level that I'm going to be watching today. Do we crack down below that? I think we could get a little bit of a bounce and then eventually see another takedown. So could this come bouncing back to, let's say, maybe even 420 today? I do think so. You know, one of the things is a lot of people are leaning on other sides right now. I think there's extremes. And a lot of times this happens when you're in the late innings of a bull market. When you're in the late innings of a bull market, what does it say in the studies? It says that people are extremely optimistic on the move ups. That's what I've been seeing. And that's what we had in that last dead cat rally. Everybody wanted to be optimistic. This was the bottom. I called the bottom. It's finally in. There you go. We got it. We have the bottom. And then what ended up happening? We took out those lows. Reason why? Extreme optimism on the upside is something that you don't want to have right now. I think what you need to do is not be extreme on both sides, not be extreme on the downside, not be extreme on the upside. Understand that we're going to have ranges and bounces because of the volatility. Like today could be an up day, then followed by another 2 down days, right? And so we're going to continue to watch. I think this week might be an up week, leading us into what? The Fed's coming in and knocking us right back down. So we'll see what happens there. And looks like my man Ryan in the house.
I am here. Look, I'm sorry that I still have smoothie on my lips. I really apologize. Sorry that I'm late. We are a little short-handed here, so I needed to cover the phone. I appreciate you getting us started off here. You know, I was listening to what you were just saying there. Kind of sounds like you were describing a bull trap.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's not really a trap because I think it's all about how long you want to play the ride up, right? I think that's the important part. I don't think it's wrong to play certain moves on the way up, but looking to take the profit. That's the hard part right now. How high up are you taking that ride and where are you taking profits? So this is why I'm kind of quicker to the gun here on taking profits in this type of market. than let's say we've been in the past, right? And so one of the things that's always hard for day traders and swing traders is how far to push it on that gas pedal, because a lot of times you're going to have trades that can be, let's say if you were looking for 10% gains, you'll have a move that can go 8% and then come all the way back to your break even price point. And so this is where I say you guys out there as traders got to determine your own trading style, what works for you. Look at your data. If you keep getting stocks to go up 8%, then letting them go break even though you're controlling the risk there, one of the things that you can clearly see on your data, maybe I need to shorten my target on the upside so that I can gain those gains and shorten the risk also, because if we shorten the reward, we need to also shorten the risk so that we can stay in the mathematical advantage. I think that's an important topic to talk about today. I don't see any specific themes out there, except I saw EV did definitely take a hit. We talked about it right here on live trading. Remember when I was trying to short NIO? I got stopped out by a little bit that one day. Then following that, the thing's been on a huge decline. We could take a look at some of those Chinese EVs like NIO reporting bad earnings, bad deliveries today, down to $16. XPEV down also to 24. You can look at LI. These were coming down. Why? I mean, it was kind of obvious, right? China lockdown. How could they buy the vehicles? They can't buy the vehicles if nobody's there to buy it. So we'll see what happens on these, see if it continues on the downside. Now, where are the areas that we need to be paying attention to? So one of the areas that turned around, I think we need to pay attention to what turned around last week, right? And so I pulled up the weekly candles here, and you can see here, consumer defensive pulling back here. We're going to see if they're able to catch a resistance here near this pullback. So what will we look for? We'll look for some defensives to come back roaring today. They did pull back some, like food distribution, farm products pulled back a significant amount, beverages pulled back there, packaged foods, grocery stores even pulling back. Let's see if they catch some support here and then just start coming on back. This is an area that I'll be watching. All right, let's go ahead. Let's catch up with the chat. Ryan, if you got specific stocks to cover, we can go ahead and get in there. If not, I'm going to go more to the chat today, because I feel like today is one of those things where we don't have specific themes, but looks like my man Ryan came ready to swing. What's up, Ryan? What do you see?
So first of all, let's cover what I'm seeing in the movers tool here this morning.
Let's do it.
We're going to be using the scanner to try to find some short-term plays today. I'm optimistic we're going to be able to do that, but let's set the day up here. First, we've got Better Therapeutics. This is BTTX. This is a company I've never heard of and never traded, but today we're making some newer highs here on pretty good volume here. Don't really see much in terms of news, so I think that this might just be a technical move. Maybe there's another room out there trading it. Anyway, we're looking at this 129 level here. I think if we can get going and move through 130 and take out 141, maybe we test these day highs here. So we're going to be watching BTTX out of the open. Also in play today is going to be our good old friend Redbox. This is what we hit on Friday when I couldn't spit the correct ticker out of my mouth because I was flipping through so many of them. Redbox here. This thing has been an absolute monster recently, giving us multiple opportunities to trade this on a daily basis. Here we are again pushing above the $7 handle. Let's see where this goes. I would advise at this point, next step here is going to be looking to the left on the daily chart and figuring out some different areas of support and resist here. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and mark off the bottom of this gap, although I don't think we get there today. So Redbox definitely in play today. I know it's extended here, so ideally the first move out of the open would be down, and then we hold on pretty good volume. We'll see if that ends up materializing, but Redbox definitely in play today. Just clicking through a couple more of these here. I think there's only one more in here. Blue Apron. This has been in the news recently, although I'm not sure if we're going to get a trade today. That would be dependent upon volume. And then Veru. And what's interesting here about Veru is that I actually didn't draw any lines here today. These were the levels from the previous trading action that I have on here. So now that I'm looking at this, I definitely want to add another one about right where we're at here. So Veru seems to still be in play. Let's see if we can get some juice here. I know we just had some volume here in the pre-market. This volume is going to need to hold up here at the open for this to be in play today, but we'll see. And then last, we talked about it last week. We had Apple earnings last week. I actually took puts to capture the earnings print. They initially traded up, then traded back down. My puts are this week's 155. So they expire on Friday. Next downdraft here in Apple, probably going to end up closing these. This was just a trade to the downside. I don't necessarily know where Apple's going to stop. I can absolutely see us going to 155. Furthermore, if this week is down, I know, Mitch, you just talked about this week maybe being kind of a relief rally up week, but if we go down, I absolutely expect Apple to test the 150 area. And so that's essentially how we're playing this. I see we're trading up here in the pre-market. We'll watch all of these names right as the bell hits. So I love your idea of turning it over to the chat, Mitch. That's all I got here for this morning. At least this gives us a little bit of a roadmap for the open.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep watching. Of course, what's going to be on the calendar is we got the Fed meeting May 3rd, May 4th. So pay attention to that. That's going to be very important to kind of keep watch. The question is it a 50-point interest rate hike rate? And is this already priced in? Do we go up off of that news, right? Sometimes that happens often when the kind of move is kind of forward given. For a while now, everyone's been talking about that 50 basis point hike rate. We'll see what happens this week. Like always, sometimes there's going to be weeks where you just don't know where the market's heading. Right now is one of those times where I'm going to be trying to be more into the neutral part, even though I do see more downside kind of economical factors still affecting us. It's getting towards the point where you start seeing too many people scared to hit the buy button. And that's when we usually get these dead cat rallies. So we'll see what happens today. If it's a day where growth gets big, a lot of growth names are on the earnings report to report at the end of the day today. Names like MGM, Chegg. We're going to keep watching some of these today. MGM is one that I'm going to be watching for the resorts to see if the resorts and casinos can make a move up. Of course, we've been watching kind of more reopening trades, but people are starting to slow down that spending. The question is, did the casinos make enough in the beginning of the year to kind of show a good earnings report? We'll see what happens today. And for that being mentioned, let's see what happens also in the gambling stocks. I did start talking about how I want to start looking at DKNG as an investment. Yes, we're talking about investments here. You guys can kill me later. But right now I'm taking a look at DKNG potentially for an investment down below 13. So if you can see here, back down here, we got about towards 1036. Or 1092 there. You could pull it down a little bit further with the wick here. So about 1050s. So I'm going to be working my way towards that $10, trying to do enforce of an entry. I'll let you guys know when I start doing this. This is kind of one of a long-term play in DraftKings. And what I'm going to do is I'm trying to risk towards, let's say, $8 and add on the way down there. The lowest ad should be down towards $8.50, and then we would be risking towards $8. I'm going to try to build a position here, but come in slowly so that you can see that the market kind of catch that bottom. I think that's the important part and the way to play it right now. You can even look at, let's say, now you're starting to get into really lower numbers here from PayPal. I think you got one more scoop down, maybe down towards the 60s. But even at 60s, that's when I'll start getting interested in stocks like PayPal and Square. These are longer term thoughts, but we really need to get down there towards levels where we give back what? A full 100% retracement. That's the important part, coming down from the bottom all the way from the top in 2020. And that's what we're getting towards right now. We want to get below that level and then start looking to dip our toes in as what? We have potential for it to come back. And of course, it's already given back all those 2020 run gains. Let's go ahead. Let's get into some other stocks. Oil names are going to be important
real
here.
Quick, Mitch, real quick. Yeah. Let me take this back here because I actually forgot one here. I was in a rush.
Yeah, you got one more, man. Let's go for it.
I'll try to catch back up. Trevor Jones and Webcoin both mentioning this in the chat. They're absolutely right. INVZ, this is absolutely going to be in play today. We do have a news catalyst here. So Innova's shares are trading higher after the company announced a major customer win and said it expects its future order book to increase by $4 to $6 billion. Now, I haven't actually gone through the PR to get some of the details on that. I will do that here as soon as I have a second. Webcoin, I think you were saying that this could see 6 today. I actually think you're absolutely right. It's really going to need to snap the high a day on volume to get that juice and to draw more buyers in. But but testing 6 would take us right into like the middle of this consolidation range that it did through what, December of 2021 till January. So for December and January at the turn of the year here, this was hanging out right around that 6 handle. We could test that today. First step here is of course going to be breaking the high here, and it's going to happen on volume. So 528 is that spot. We're currently at 450. A lot of room to go here. It's all going to be dependent upon volume, but good spot here. This one absolutely in play today.
Definitely, we'll keep on watch. We'll see what happens on out there today. If you guys got a stock to take a look at right now, I'm seeing mentions in the chat of Save rejecting the JetBlue and sticking with the Love deal. Was it Love or was it ULCC? Just to make sure that we're having that correct. I know Jay, you put that up. I'm pretty sure it was ULCC, not Love. So it was the Frontier.
Frontier, yeah.
It's a Frontier deal, not the Love deal. But we'll see what happens with these stocks right now. They're kind of edging down right now. You can see Save being the weakest one. It really started dropping there. We'll see if these kind of bounce back here at the open. Of course, last week I did have Airbnb. I had to cut it as it was coming back down way too quickly with the market. I was at one point, I was up about like 3% on this one, even a little bit higher. It looks like at the open, I got towards almost 5%. And this is a clear example of what? When a stock went into my direction, I had about 5-6%, didn't take the profits. And what did it do? It came back towards break even. I cut out of this trade. I'm going to keep watching it today to see maybe we get a rebound. I can get back in somewhere near my entry. But this is why I didn't want to stick around, because if it does break through the low here about 152, it could easily go to 144s. And it just seemed like the whole market got dragged down on Friday. Even if you had a good trade on, it just got pulled out. All right, we'll see what happens. There you guys have it. What else is being mentioned in the chat? That's my strategy for SoFi. Hey, I can't blame you. You know, sometimes you got to just start digging your toes in, and we'll see what happens there. MGM, one that reports today. Chris even bringing it up, you know, how the other casinos are going to report before DKNG. This is what I'm watching. You know why? Because if you actually look here, what happened on Friday, it didn't actually break down. It just came back down towards the support. If this candle can get back above 42.44s today, it's going to be looking good here. Let's go look in the pre-market where we're at right now. We're looking like we want to get back above 42. That's going to be the move we're going to be looking towards. It needs to get up there towards 42.50. Show us some strength. Show us some rallying. Then look for the pullback underneath 42 around the VWAP to jump in on MGM. That's how I'll be approaching the stock. And let's go. We got about 4 minutes still left.
Yeah.
What do you guys got out there?
Let me throw out a call to action. Shelly, welcome back. No, I'm not mad. I'm actually trying to go through a PR. We call that my PR face when I'm trying to read the details of the PR. So one of the other things that I was going through here that I want to call to action here for the group, especially if Christopedia is out there. I'd love to know what you think about this. Blue Apron has this news headline here. Blue Apron announces $70.5 million planned capital infusion through debt and equity financings. So clearly the company needs money, and they're trying to do it here via $40 million private placement at 12 per share with RJB, and the CEO Linda Finley invests $500,000 in private placement at 12 a share. So this is not my forte here. I'd like to know what you think about this. I mean, clearly the market likes it. Blue Apron's up 37% here. I think that puts it in play for today in terms of some shorter term trades. But I'm actually, in addition to trying to look at it for a short term scalp or something of that nature, I kind of want to parse through this. I haven't read all of it. I just kind of started here, and I'd like to kind of figure out what this means. Look like they're also extending their debt maturity here to 2027. So I think that this is a good thing. Unsure if this really accounts for how much it's up here, but clearly this is putting it in place. So any of you that are really good with PRs, debt financing, or anything like that, would love to get your opinion here on Blue Apron, ticker APRN.
I'll definitely keep a watch on it. I'll tell you one thing. I get mad discounts that they've been wanting me to use their service, but I have yet to use it. I might get some free food, though. Can't go wrong with free food, right?
No, you can't. And actually, in the chat here, Christopher Forsman saying Apron wants to get acquired by Amazon. I would think. You know what? An acquisition of Blue Apron makes a lot of sense, and Amazon that doesn't sound crazy at all. Keep that under your hat. Good call here. Thanks for putting that out there.
Yeah, I think one of the things that it's affecting it that we got to keep on watch is stuff like that. Like, is it going to be profitable? Are they just giving away too much, just trying to get subscribers?
Well, so
That's one
that's the
thing you
thing.
got to
This is pretty much what Dimitri's saying here. Blue Apron is a
exactly.
piece of crap, keeps failing. It will never be profitable.
But
And so that's one
why?
of the things that we're looking for here.
Yeah, why is it important, right? At the end of the day, there, what's the customer acquisition cost, right?
Yep.
That's what we want to be looking at and seeing how much is this increasing or decreasing earnings to earnings. So pay attention to that. I think that's going to be giving you that hint of, is it a red flag kind of trade or is it a green flag type of trade? I say you look into that. We'll see what happens.
And that's actually what was going on with DKNG. I know you were talking about DKNG earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
They were spending a ton of money on customer acquisition, and that's
definitely
one of the reasons.
And they will continue. I mean, that's one thing DraftKings will continue. And the question is that a Blue Apron strategy also? We know that kind of the bigger gambling players are playing the game of survival. They just want subscribers. So they don't really care too much about profitability at this moment. They're more along trying to get what market share because it's out there and they're trying to grab that. And so they're going to keep throwing at whatever they need to keep throwing at it. The question is, can a company like Blue Apron survive doing the same kind of strategy?
And Robert says, after 6 weeks of watching y'all, I just upgraded to Benzinga Pro. Congratulations. Welcome to the family. First video I saw was Ryan's face. Well, hopefully that didn't cause you to cancel.
Yeah, one thing I will tell you is that if you look on our channel, there's a lot of playlists for Benzinga Pro tutorials that it was Ryan himself that did a lot of those. So if you guys want to check those out, go ahead and do so. And if you got any questions at all in your Benzinga Pro at the bottom right, you can go ahead and hit that question. Ask us questions. Hey, I want to do this. I want to set up this. How can I do this? I promise you, you'll go ahead and not only get an answer, but you'll probably get a personalized walkthrough of how you can go ahead and get your platform the way you want it. Of course, like always, check out Benzinga Pro, guys. Let's get after it. 9:30. It's time for that market. Let's go. Let's go. Time to make that money.
And I'm watching BTTX here right out of the open. This is one that we flagged from that list. Look, first move was a push up here, but it's kind of taking a little bit of a break here. Boy, let's get me off the
all right
screen, Mitch. Thank you. Jeez.
Sorry about that. I had it full screen, man. Twitter is one that I still have, guys. We'll keep on watching to see what happens on Twitter. But let's go ahead. Let's do this, guys. Got a first pop right at the gates there for MGM. Looking to get MGM here on the pullback here. Doesn't look too bad. Going to take a little shot here right out the gates here. Exactly what we looked for. Now we're trying to get it below here. I'm trying to get a little bit of sizing in at around the 75s here and then add towards 4150s. Then look for the move back above 4250s. We did see a quick pop right before the pre-market open towards 4250 on MGM. All right, guys, going to keep on watch here to see what happens in the sectors. Opening up here, communication services, utilities, and financial services, and defensive. So it looks like a downside action right out the gates. We'll see if technology starts to lead us. Basic materials is actually at the bottom of the trade right now. Looking to get my first fill here in MGM. Should get filled around here somewhere.
ATER starting off the open here.
Trying to get a fill. No fill yet for MGM. Slower trading stock, so we'll let you know if I do get a fill there. Nothing yet. All right, like always, guys, let me know if you guys see a stock that's moving fast out the gates here. Chop out the bell, says Jay Wild. INTH, Jay says new highs. We'll see on that one. Market open, meow is correct. Let's do it. All right, guys, there you guys have it. I'm in there at MGM at 41.62 there, guys. Risking off this 41 there at the bottom there. Going to let this come down below 41.50s. Look for my ad there below 50s and then risk down towards the 41. Looking for a move back up 42.50 through the 43 mark. That would make us a great gain. Let's see what happens here.
ATER looks like it might want to try to take out 536, 535. Kind of watching that level right here. Big volume here. If we get a volume push, we might peak above that and just scalp that high at daybreak. We shall see. Nice first move out of the open here is higher on ATER.
All right, how's our SPY doing right out the gates there? Down towards 411, guys. 410 is a dangerous spot, all right? So there's a spot around 410.50s that I do think we could get a triple bounce, triple bottom off of. We've gotten about 2 bottoms there in the pre-market around 8 to 9. Let's see if we get another bottom there and it comes back up. If it takes that out on the downside, that's where I'll be concerned. See downside action right now. I still haven't gotten my ad there on MGM, so I'm looking to add here around the 410s. And then as soon as I get that ad, I'm going to risk down towards the low of the day right there, which is towards the 480s. It could wick there. 41 is really where we want to see it kind of hold and get back up there above the 41.50. Let you know if I do get an ad. Haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah, and I'm still watching ATER, so I'll let you know when my focus changes here.
All right. Taking this is a little bit smaller trade right out the gates here to see what happens here. I do like the MGM into the earnings. That's why I'm trying to get that ad here and then see if it rescalps right back up there towards the levels that we were looking for. Let's look what's going on in the chat there. I see Red Blocks being mentioned and also see AT&T being mentioned. AMD up 1%, says Lord Byron. So that's not a bad one to take a look at. And we'll see what happens out there, guys. If you guys see a big mover, let me know. All right, so looking for themes out there right now. I'm not seeing too much there. Looks like we just bounced there off the 41.10s there for MGM. Gonna probably look to get that ad around 41.15s or 41.10s here. We'll see if it comes back on up. Market is dropping fast here. We'll see if these can come back around.
And so with the market dropping here, I'm waiting to see what Apple does. Remember, still long the 155 puts. Here we are at 156.50. So would like a flush down here beneath 150 to close those from last week's trade.
All right, there you go. We got the fill there, guys. Now we're down towards 41.35 here. Really need to risk towards the 40.80s here. Make sure that it doesn't get below that because then you could see a flush down. That's definitely what we don't want to be a part of.
Here comes Zinger Buddy. Are you gonna behave?
The buddy.
I don't know if he's going to behave, though, folks. Come here. You've been yelling all morning. We have a whole bunch of bird activity out on the balcony that he's been watching, and I think that he's just trying to alert me to that.
Can't blame him. It's that time of year. Birdies are out. It's time to make that money. All right, guys, let's go. Let's go. Hit the likes, guys. I hope we got about 200 likes. We got over 722 people watching right now. Please hit the like, guys. And if you guys got a stock for us to take a look at, definitely throw it up in the chat. Let's go. Let's go. Let me get some music going here, guys. All right. See if I get this going here. There you go.
ATER coming on here. Remember, 535, 536 is the spot here if we get a push.
All right, seeing that dip right now. About to get out of MGM. It just needs to close this 1 minute candle below my level, which is 40.80s. It's hitting it on the bid, but it just needs, I have 1 minute here, literally about a little bit under 20 seconds here for this candle to recover 40.80s. SPY coming down right through that level that we talked about. That's the concerning level. That's why I might get stopped out right now. Look how the SPY just crushed through that 410.50. We didn't get a stop there. We'll look for a recovery there. If it keeps coming down through this 410, we could go down all the way to 400. So you just got to be careful out there and make sure that you're understanding your risk right now. Just got to close above the 40.80s. I'll keep watch. What do you got, Ryan?
ATER just not really going here. So we're going to look somewhere. HCDI looks like it's taken out highs here. I'm a little late to this. 305 looks to be that spot.
ATER, not a bad one.
No, ATER is really pulling back. It's having trouble clearing out that high. Looks like it's taking a bit of a break here. I'm watching HCDI now, which popped up on the scanner here briefly. Actually going to check out Blue Apron real quick. So that's still holding that 4 level. 440 was your pre-market high. It'll be interesting to see if we can get all the way back up there. 370 looks to be where we bottomed from the open, from the pull off the open. So we'll see if that can get going here again.
What looks interesting is Redbox, man. A nice little push to 470s.
Yeah,
would look for a pullback to 710, 712s here, maybe even 715s. You're risking off of the low around 7 or down towards 680s. Looks interesting to me. Not a bad stock to take an approach on. Do you think that could maybe get a little bit more squeezy like? I'm going to keep watching that, but that's been already a day 2 type of move already up there to $7. We'll see if that can continue moving. One thing I will mention about Redbox is that I did see they're going to be a part of T-Mobile Tuesdays. So you get a free rental if you got T-Mobile Tuesday on, Tuesday this week. So we'll see what happens. Maybe that increases the interest. I don't remember the last time I got a Redbox, but hey.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, the whole thing is a little skeptical.
There's the pullback.
Big pull here. ATER, of course, back to the spot now. Pull on the market here too. It looks like Apple now in the 155 handle, so that's looking good for our puts there.
Interesting here. I'm going to try to take a shot here if it can dip down towards the 80s, and we could risk down towards 84 here. It's going right now to 88. 84 has just got crushed there. Be careful there. Wow. What a move there on Redbox. That's why those are dangerous, guys. Low flow
ATER
plays.
through now.
That looks like it's about to halt. Redbox looks like it's about to halt on the downside. Man, that's dangerous. I'm glad I didn't jump in there.
ATER through 535, as high as 539 here. So waiting for that. That's setting up here. This might be in play here again. Not in this right now, but would not be opposed to playing this through a high here. And you said Redbox halted to the downside? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was really quick, that move.
Oh my goodness. There's the big pull.
All right, out there. Oh, no, hold on, not out yet.
ATER took out that high and pulled back here. Coming back towards VWAP. I got VWAP of 527 here on ATER. We'll see what happens when it approaches VWAP. Really good volume on ATER here again this morning.
Out there. Out MGM there. Slight loss right here to begin the day. We'll go ahead and kind of bounce back there.
I took a slight loss on ATER, by the way. Pull was pretty strong there, but it's actually setting up well. So I'm optimistic I'm going to be able to hit this again.
It happens, guys. There's a little
stop out.
Your
losses small, man.
Yep. Got to get out. Got to go ahead and see what's moving actually in the market. This is when
APRN, sorry to interrupt again. APRN 410 looks to be the spot here. 410 on APRN if we can take that out.
All right, what's leading us now is technology getting a little bit of a bounce there. I'll keep watch to see what exactly is bouncing. It looks like semiconductors specifically. So you guys can watch, of course, like the big stocks like NVIDIA, TSM, AVGO right now. Even Intel looking like it's trying to push up here.
There goes.
So you guys can watch there.
So the apron's moving around real fast. It very, very briefly took out 410, yanked right beneath it. But if we can build above, I think this might push higher. Remember, day high here is 439. Is that what I got on my day? 439 going to be your day high here. So not in this, moving pretty quickly. So be very careful if you end up taking this trade. This is one of those that'll chop you up, or at least it does to me. Stuff like that.
SPY rallying a little bit here. Just try to pay attention. I'm looking at Tesla take off there, getting me a little bit interesting about playing some of these on the upside right now.
Yeah, I see Apple bouncing too. It looks like it hit that 155 and it's reversing here. We'll see how long this bounce lasts. Let's not overdo it.
Yep. I think it's kind of one of those quick plays here, but definitely people are watching it. That's a nice little bounce though off the SPY there.
ATER continuing higher here now. So this one definitely worked. This was tough though, right? This was a pull yank back and forth here. Here we are now pushing higher on ATER. 537 looked to be that break. 536, 537 right in there. So we're about 7-8 cents higher here now. ATER going for 550 now.
AMD pushing up fast there, guys. Probably the Q's looking really strong here. Let me see the Q's. Yeah, Q's pushing up faster than the SPY right there. So definitely
TDOC strong
Q's
out of the open
there
too.
So stocks leading the Qs, Moderna, Align Tech, DOCU getting a little bit of a lift today. Even Facebook getting a little bit of a lift. ATVI, we know that Warren Buffett bought more of that. You can see that getting a lift right there. AMD pushing QCOM. Even Zoom up today. So it looks like the dash for trash is on, guys.
The dash for trash. Mitch loves it.
Yeah,
INVZ curling here. First move out of the open was down. Looks like we bounced up to 427 level. Curling here on decent volume, but really needs to take back 460 on volume for this to be in play alongside.
All right. I like Fubo for the dash for trash here. Play, guys. I'm looking for pullbacks here, but I might just jump in here for the $4 break here.
Jessica, ACCD Accolade. This is moving on volume here. Didn't have this set up though, but I'm going to draw out some levels now.
I just took a little bit of Fubo, willing to add here at the VWAP, but I want to see this if we get a real dash for trash. This one has been hit hard lately, has a couple bottomings there through the 380s, wanted to get through 4 and then start getting strong there. This one could get a little bit of a short squeeze type of play. I know this one has high short interest. A lot of people are watching it now as it's been getting destroyed. So let's see if it bounces back here.
650 looks to be that next spot on Accolade. This has gone through a series of down gaps, but interesting move here. If this can continue to move higher.
Sal said, "I love the smell of market manipulation in the morning."
I don't particularly care for that smell. I'm not gonna lie. You guys are crazy.
All right, there you go. Some people joining in on that Fubo trade. 8,000 shares, 5,000 shares at the 94 and 95 mark. I'm going to actually look for them to get pressured here. Go to 385. Then I'll start adding and increasing into this position, trying to take a swing here in Fubo as I'm seeing the dash for trash. I'm seeing Roku come up. I'm seeing some of the names come on up. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a bounce here today. All right. So before when we were seeing technology, it was just up 0.01. Now it's up 0.66. That shows you a good push there in tech. What are the things leading? Semiconductors, electronic gaming, health information services, and solar.
Redbox open here. Looks like it's bouncing off 640, printing 688 right now. So out of that halt here, it's trying to turn back around after that nasty pull.
Earnings on the 5th for Fubo. Thank you. All right, we'll see what happened. Market turned me into a degenerate dumpster diving. Hey, sometimes you got to take a dive in that dumpster if it has value. All right, we'll see if this pushes through the $4. We got a test of 390s on Fubo. I'm still in this one at 395, looking for the takeout of 4. We'll see if we get it or not.
ACCD at highs here, interestingly enough. I got a spot here at 620 on ACCD, by the way. We'll see if it takes that out. I'm going to watch this one. This is little bit volatile here, so be careful with this one. But some decent potential here. Yeah, we'll see here. Definitely a big seller at 620 on ACCD. You take this out, this might pop here. Might actually try this one. ACCD coming back up here, 620. Let's see what we can do.
All right, seeing Fubo trying to push through 4 here. We'll look for the pullback to see if it gets that taken out there. All right, let's look around there. What are we seeing up today? Redbox actually coming back after that halt. That is hard to deal with, guys. I understand you if you're looking at Redbox and just scratching your head right now. It went down to a hold of 650, back up to like 708, pretty close to another halt on the upside now. So just be careful with that. Extreme volatility, extremely something that at this point, I think it's just a gamble if you're taking it here. But I mean, it's always up to you guys to determine what you want to go after. I know that after seeing a down halt and then a move back up, I would stay away, but it's always about what you want to take.
ACCD through 620 for a third time here. Jessica, I think you may have found one here. This got absolutely crushed on Friday too. So any type of big time rebound here, this thing can start flying. ACCD through 620. We'll see if we can actually get a push higher. It's moving around. It's going back and forth. So this might not be a clean, just run all day and move higher, but definitely has some action here and on good volume.
All right, 3 wicks above 412.77 for the SPY. Let's look for a move towards 413 and closing above that 413 to show us continued strength in the SPY. On the downside, we don't want to see a close underneath 410. If you'll see there for me on the 3-minute, there's a couple wicks down below 410, but no closing below 410.
New high here is going to be 633 on ACCD. So we'll see if we keep grinding up to that. I think once we get one of these big pops, you should watch for kind of a pull here. It could pull at any time, but this has been kind of a back and forth here, trying to grind out those highs.
All right, SPY pulling back there, guys. Just be careful. We'll see if it takes out the low. It's definitely a trappy day right out the gates. A lot of things moving up, down, up, down, up, down. Probably going to continue in that fashion right now. Just be careful. Try not to give all your risk up too early, because that's one easy way to kind of get caught. Twitter not doing too bad today, pushing on up there towards 49.20s. I'm still in this swing trade. I did sell half of my swing trade on Friday because it was breaking down through that 49. Now we're recovering that 49. We'll see if this can continue to move. We've been in this one from 46.69 and looking for it to continue here as we're up at 49. Let's see if we can get through 50 today. If you're trading Twitter, looking interesting today as it's pushing on up.
Zoltan in the chat here mentioning INOD relative strength against the market. INOD has actually been very, very strong. Remember, we've talked about that one quite a bit. That's one of the longer term holds I have. Not a big position. Big customers are Google and Facebook. So INOD really holding up here. Looking pretty good. By the way, ACCD got another spot here now at 527. Big offer there. If that offer gets taken out here, look for that to pop. It's a pretty big. Here we go. They're hitting it. And that's real. So interesting. Let's see if they take this out here.
All right. They hit 4 for a second there on Fubo. So I'm looking for them to take it out here. There's a big seller there at Ajax at 4.
Higher here, folks.
Boom, boom. Not a bad one. Another banger by Ryan.
That's not a banger. Yeah, let's not get excited here. Let's try to. It's Monday. I know everyone wants to get into it. Let's see. And actually, this wasn't me. All full credit here to Jessica. This was not on my radar. Jessica made the first mention of this in the chat, and we are on it now.
I heard her. She was like, "Oh no, it doesn't want to work for me today. Why is it always changing up on me?" StreamYard, I don't like Stream Deck. I don't like your service. Always wants to change my output to default. I don't understand. I already set it up. It should be. Get to the chopper! There you go. Kind of annoyed there. Why does it gotta change up my stuff? Come on.
All right. So I'm gonna take ACCD here. So nice little trade. Jessica, thanks for the $200 this morning. ACCD, pretty easy. We're going to actually wait for this to set back up. I like this through 650 again. Ideally, what I'd like here is I'd like for this to pull and set up again, right? I'd like for it to kind of pull back, shake out some of the buyers at the highs here, set up, and then move through the high again. That would give us another let's call it a mappable trade. We'll see if it ends up materializing here. But nice little start to the day here. Good shout, Jessica.
All right. Tesla looking good here for a move above 870s. Just pushed on up there through there. Was thinking about
Tesla
taking it at the VWAP.
I see put sweeps coming through here on Tesla.
Oh, they're getting ballsy on the downside.
Yeah, not a huge, not big lots, not big. There are sweeps, but they're not huge amounts.
I like this move off the VWAP towards the upside, going back up. SPY
Red box
going back
halted
up
up,
too.
I'm
So,
hearing.
boom.
Jay Wild on top
Interesting.
of it. Jay's. Oh my gosh, look at that! What a nasty pull. You talked about that briefly, didn't you? That pulled the halt down, and then they bought it all the way back up, and here we are. 769, 779 was your high here. It'll be interesting to see if we take that out.
SPY trying to push back through the 413 level that we talked about. Keep your eyes on that. That's what we're going to keep watch for it to continue. Fubo trying to take out that 4. Let's see if it takes out that 4. Tesla, I'm going to put here on the left hand. Why is it not clicking on that?
I'm curious to know what Redbox does here when we open, Mitch. Because here's the thing: you get a pull like that, and you get buyers in there. There's going to be a lot of pent up. Let's just call it dry powder, if you will.
And my charting service is annoying me today.
Would love for ACCD to come back in here a little bit. I got VWAP on ACCD at 603. We tighten up towards that VWAP. I think you might have another opportunity here on this name already.
You guys missed NIO. What? It went up? I wouldn't still trade that, though. It'd be a little bit dangerous because you got really negative catalysts. You're just trading against the tape there. You got no problem with taking it if you got some positive news out of China, like let's say the lockdown's done, they're reopening. But Angel, I honestly would have been looking for continued downside. So that's, I mean, if you were trading it towards the upside on NIO, I feel like you're going against everything that at least was talked about. So hey, you want to be contrarian, trade NIO to the upside? Power to you, man. I hope you nailed it. And I mean, my outlook on there was that it was a negative catalyst, and maybe it was, buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing, and you're able to jump on it. But I just wouldn't stay in NIO. So we'll see what happens.
NRZ call sweeps here. Just seeing them roll by through the signals tool here. NRZ. This looks like a new residential investment corp. So probably not going to trade off that. Yeah, May $10 call sweep. 1,000 contracts. Okay, this is not much of a mover, but just wanted to see it. Redbox halted or unhalted. Higher through 803 here. Redbox.
Boom.
Wow.
There's Tesla. Nice move back to the high of the day. You could have got there at VWAP, got it back up towards the high of the day. It looks interesting there. Not a bad move there in Tesla.
Redbox higher now. Wow. Full disclosure, I am not in Redbox. We have traded this quite a bit. I am not in it today, but this thing is nuts.
Not seeing much here on this Fubo. Did get some buying at 399s, 5,200 shares, 3,000 shares. Looking for a little push here for it to get to maybe like 410 or 405s. Just take the profit that I got there.
Carvana call sweeps. Not huge, though. Just watching some of this action here. ACCD is still kind of holding up nicely here.
All right, seeing a little bit of a pullback here on Fubo. I'm going to just take profits. It's been way too slow there by the 4. It could come back there towards 388s, and then we grab it there. But there's no point in being in the risk here if you're not seeing your stock move. I'll just take the profit, look for it to continue moving here. Look for the other stocks. SPY trying to take out that 413. What did we see get strong? We saw a lot of the tech names trying to push on back. Let's look at tech. Tech is leading up here. So you can look at maybe some semiconductors to take out the highs. We'll see if that happens here. And you're seeing a couple of them bouncing off that. I'm looking for what's off the VWAP right now. You got LEDS moving up a little bit, but that one's no volume there. I'm looking for something with volume. NVIDIA did make a nice pullback there.
INVZ, Mitch. INVZ curling here. So the first move out of the open looks like we had a little bit of a pop higher and then yanked it all the way back down to about 427. We're currently at 447, so it's trying to take out this formation here on the minute chart. 460 is the spot of notice, or the spot to note, excuse me, if we can continue to trade higher here. So watching that as well. ACCD continues to hold here around 625, 630. I was seeing in the chat here, Jay Rice says, disagree, Mitch Neo. I'm not sure. I actually wasn't paying attention. I'm not sure what he's disagreeing with you. Disagreeing with you on here. However, the second half of the sentence here, when you have it green on bad news, it could very well mean the bad news is baked in. That's actually the spot of this comment that caught my eye, because that's one of the things that I'm looking for here in earnings season, right? We've seen a lot of these tech names get absolutely destroyed. What I'd like to see is one of these tech companies come out with earnings where the number's not great, but not have it get destroyed.
Long apron here.
Ooh, nice.
Taking the shot there. I know you brought up that stock earlier. I looked at it right now. I love the chart. Had clear defined risk for me right here at 377s. Multiple times trying to crack down below the VWAP. Need to see a recovery of 4. That's really what needs to happen here. It's either going to recover 4 or break down through that 377. Probably test 375 here. We'll see what happens here. Taking my shot. A blue apron.
I got VWAP here. Let's see. I got VWAP here at 397.
Nice.
So really, but I mean, Mitch, we're right beneath that. A push through VWAP here, we might actually get this thing going. And if you can take out the minute formation at 414, 415, you could really get some juice in this. I like this. I like this setup. Just watch the volume. Still watching apron here.
Look for a push back above 390s here. Also for the volume to jump in. If you can see, there's a lot of volume that came in the 388s and the 390s. So when we recover this, I'm looking for it to come in with more volume like you're seeing right now. Ajax 390s, you saw a couple 137 showing up there. Once that wall gets taken out, look how little is being thrown up on the bid.
I tried it here, by the way.
No worries. When we get through 4, we're going to look for the volume to show up on the bid side instead of the offer side. So people are trying to throw up bidding support there and trying to get those fills on the downside as they already got some of their position in on the offer. What are you looking at? You're taking
apron.
the
I took it. I see the wall you're talking about at 390 here. I actually took some at 390. I'm a little underwater here, but I think we make another push through that level. Let's see. Here we go.
No worries. I'm 391, so we're right in the same area.
There's
here.
Through 390. Let's get a little bit more push here.
So the one thing we want to do is we want to see no wall being thrown up on the offer, so no 100 order when it gets to the 4. Look for that to come right through 4.
I was flipping a little bit bigger size there. I mean, I guess not really that big of a size, but I basically took it. It stalled at VWAP. I took it. I'm waiting for the setup here. So I had about a 5-cent scalp there. I'm waiting for this to set up and push through again here. By the way, I'm looking at trading, 2 or 3,000 shares on a break on a stock like Apron, just to give you an idea of the size we're talking about here. So even a 10-cent pull is hurts. That's trying to keep my risk defined here. So here we are right at VWAP. Let's see what happens. Sorry, Mitch, go ahead.
No, you're good, man. Not a worry at all. I'm just trying to take a look here, draw out the rule of 3 here for us. So 1 move up, 1 move down, right? 2 moves up, 2 move down. Now we got that 3rd move up into the resistance here. Now it's okay if it comes back to 377 even one more time, but it can't break that 377. We're looking for that clear 4.
Here we go on 4. Nice job here, Mitch. So we're through that VWAP here. Now we're retesting that VWAP. Let's see if we end up pushing through 4 here. I like this, Mitch. Great spot, Mitch. You were all over this right at the right time. Nice job, my man. You'd be giving us bangers too, baby. Let's go.
Well, look for it, man. I mean, you called it out. I just was able to catch the pattern there and taking the shot off the bottom. Like always, guys, we never know where things are going to go. The only thing we can do is rely on certain patterns, rely on that we're seeing the market, let's say, move in the right direction here. We were looking for the SPY to take out 413s on the upside. A quick move down to 410, though, could get us a little bit concerned here. So let's watch what happens here at the 4 mark.
I tried to re-enter Apron, got filled 100 shares at 395. So I have a whopping 100 shares here, Mitch.
All right, it's struggling there. I did see 100 get thrown up at 399 on the bid there. So let's see if it holds 4 now. Look how you just see that pop at 4 right now. That's what I was looking for. Now let's look at the bid. You're looking for big bids at the 4 or 390s. You see how there's 50 at 4 on EdgeX? There's a reason why. They start throwing some underneath supply there, trying to get filled at the breakout point. And so they're holding off the 4 there. I'm going to take some off here into 410 because that's where I feel like we could retrace a little bit here. There's 408s. I'll take a little bit off here at 408. 407 is what I got there. So it took a little bit off there, just a tiny bit, because I put a bigger size amount here because it was a very short risk. Now I'm taking a little bit off, like kind of how you see Ryan scalp the first little cut. I just scalped the first little cut, but I like to always keep a little bit now to let it go if it's going to give me that nice big push.
Yep, 410 here. There's some more here. I'm actually taking this. Let's see if we can go.
All right, we're getting some love from Andy Lee talking about how he's waiting for market recap videos. Also, Hershey's 1 week bull flag pattern or no. I like the idea. Andy, I'm actually going to write that down and I'll cover it on Money Mitch here. You're talking about Hershey's and a 1 week bull flag formation. I'll take a look at it here, but like always, I'll actually cover it for us on Money Mitch later today, guys. We have a great interview there later today. And thank you for the donation. If you got a stock to take a look at, Andy, let us know.
Apron looks like this might want to go higher here.
All right. Sarah talking about DWAC. I don't know if anybody's looking at that, but hey, I can't blame you for taking a look. Dragging the SPY down. Weakness in Apple, says Ashton. Hey, it's a good thing to keep on watch. We talk about how Apple likes to lead sometimes. Volume CDC for its ripping. Meow. Cannabis. All right, there's 409s there for Apron. Can we really
need
start
410? We need 410 to fall here. 410 falls, this pops.
There's a reason why I said 410 would be that level, right, for the first sell, because you're running into the first resistance.
There it goes.
If you can clear it, we'll look for the 425, and then for the high of the day, up there to 430s.
Now they're pulling it.
Yeah, they just clicked it off the 410s there. And what did you see? No big orders going through at 410. You saw
there we go.
Orders.
There's right back through 410.
There's a big order there. Finally, 3,000 at 410. We need to see it clear the 410s and not break 4 on the downside here.
It looks like they're going to try to push it back to 410 here. We'll see what ends up happening. Nope,
all right.
Yanking it back.
I'm going to keep watching here on what is moving. So technology turning around for us, right? Coming back to support. We need to see if it holds, or we could get a 10 o'clock breakdown on the SPY. SPY rejecting again to hold above 412.77s. You can see here multiple times, wick. Now we're heading right back down. Just be careful. I say 410s is really the danger area, but you can see how the SPY is making a big candle on the downside here. Make sure that it holds VWAP and comes back towards 413 if you're looking for upside continuation.
Here's your pull on Apron. So with this pullback here, the next move through 410 would be the third attempt. Excuse me, the third attempt today since the market is opened. I like it to try and actually get going on that third attempt. We'll see if it ends up materializing here, watching this pullback here on Apron. Not in it. Close my position out for right now, but definitely looking to re-enter here. Good spot, Mitch.
Yeah, still in here, guys, from 391, giving it a chance here. If it does break through 4 through the VWAP there, VWAP I have right now is closer towards, got it around 398 here. So we want to see that break down there and then get below our number. Let's stay break even on this. Let's look for it to take out the 410s. If it does, we can just take the profit. If not, there's the SPY heading quickly down here. This is what I wanted to point out. This was the danger zone because now we just got to flip in the market to the downside. We don't want to see our stock flip to the downside here. So it's okay to see if it holds the VWAP and then keeps going. But if it breaks VWAP, I'm just going to go ahead and take what we can get.
ACCD continuing to move higher here. ACCD, baby.
All right, big order there at 408, or they took it off there. Looking at the depth here. It's around 408s or 409s that I saw a big order show up there. I want to see if it takes it out.
On which one?
On Apron. Looking at the depth.
Apple continuing to move down. This is good. This is fun.
It's not a bad day. Not a bad day, guys. We'll keep on watching what happens here, guys. Like always, there's going to be some action going on. If you guys got ones to call out, throw it up in the chat. Seeing what else is being thrown out there. I look at DWAC daily. Lisa Lee Hunt, you're a hunter. Let's just say that. Ron Willis bringing in Oxy. Okay. Some oil move up today. Let's take a look.
Kenny's saying ACCD just started. Kenny, I tend to agree with you there.
Not a bad day for oil coming on.
And I believe didn't DWAC make some news recently regarding Trump posting on Truth Social or something like that?
Yeah, it was just I'm trying to get the stir up the pot, as I like to say. You know what I mean? They were trying to stir up the pot because Trump finally tweeted again. So
looking at the chart here, though, this is actually an interesting pop that we cleared out this formation. As long as it builds above 50, definitely a potential trade here. ACCD continuing to hit highs here. ACCD continuing to hit highs. This thing's a monster.
All right, guys. Stop place here on that last little tick below the VWAP there. If it breaks down here, I'm just going to get out. I have a stop at 395. That'll keep me into the green here. And I'm just going to literally be hands off. The hands can come off here. It either rips through 4 and gets through the 410 here, or it comes back down and stops me out. I'm okay either way. Now let the trade work. All right, let's go ahead. Let's see. He also forgot the name of the platform in one of his recent speeches. Yeah, that's Trump for you. He finally used the platform first time in months. Yeah, I mean, but is that really a catalyst? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. Maybe Trump comes back. Maybe Elon brings Trump back on the platform. Who knows?
He said he wasn't interested in that, but we'll see if that ends up materializing. I'm still interested here in ACCD as we continue to pound out highs here. 470 is your high. Higher now. I actually think it might, for trading this, it actually might be worth it to buy some of these pullbacks. The pulls are not very big, though. That makes it a little bit more difficult here. It's not really pulling back here.
All right, so I'm seeing some volume step up there at 403, 402s here. Now we need to see 4 hold on apron, take out 410s here. Upside, there's the volume coming in there. Now you're starting to see some bigger orders thrown up on the offer side as people are rushing to get in the stock here. Let's see if it takes out 410.
You know, Apron, ACCD, they seem to be bucking the trend of the market here, right? They seem to be strong to the upside while the market continues to get pulled here.
Yep.
Which is interesting.
Yeah. I'm kind of glad I got out of that FUBO. Came back to VWAP where I thought it would come
Apron,
back.
Big pull here. Apron, big pull on Apron.
Yeah, big pull there. I'm out there. Just got that out there, the 395s. And that's what I wanted to avoid this right here, the trap. So I had the stop set there. It stops me out right here. I'm out. I made some green, gave it a chance to go through that 410. It looked like it went through that 410, but definitely found some selling up there. And it was probably quick because I don't see a big order here on the time and sales. So what does that show me? Dark pull action, guys. Dark pull action. If anybody got dark pull action there, I'm sure that volume that we just saw increase, it went over 643,000 in 1 minute. And then I look at my time and sales, looking for a big order to see if it exists there. It is not there. Big orders. So it could have been algorithmic volume that filled it in there. But let's just be honest, right? If it's more than 600,000 shares, you would probably see a huge flow of algorithmic volume that was going through in the time and sales. I didn't see that. So that shows me what? Dark pulling action. Be careful, guys. Whenever I see dark pulling action, I step out and I go, hold on. There's bigger traders than me that know something that I don't. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull out of Apron. We'll see if it gets back up there. But that, to me, that's dark pulling action.
Mitch Redbox. Berlin was shouting. Berlin is literally pounding the table in the chat here. Redbox. Berlin saying beautiful trend trade. The trend here is up, Berlin. that absolutely. And in fact, that pullback here that got bought right back up. In hindsight, here that should have tipped us all off here. Nice,
I mean, that was a hard one though. I got to be honest. I wouldn't have taken that trade after seeing the downside halt.
Yeah, no,
it's going to go back to upside halt.
Look, the halts freak me out too. We talk about it all the time.
Yeah, man, I can't handle those.
Halt test. Big pull here, a pull on ACCD and a pull here on Redbox. This is actually good for setting up for the long side.
I do think that might have been some dark pulling adding into this move here, but I wouldn't be looking at Apron unless it gets back to the 410. I'll watch it if it gets back through 410, but right now that's danger.
Flash God of Speed, interesting handle, like it. Says Redbox may be the new GME. Honestly, I mean, that might sound hyperbolic, but honestly, look at some of this action here. I think he's on to something.
I don't know about that one, Ryan.
Hey, man.
I think you're fishing there, but hey, you guys can go fishing. I don't mind. You and Flash God can jump on the pier and go fishing for Redbox. Can't go wrong. And who knows?
Jump on the pier and go fishing for Redbox. Rashard Salim is asking, Ryan, where would you consider buying ACCD? So that's actually a really good question. I'm actually looking at the chart right now, kind of trying to figure it out. The one thing here that I've got on the brain, first of all, you can see it when it pulls back like this seems to be the spot to add, right? The rest of the trade seems a little bit easier. When you're buying some of these breaks, it likes to pull back immediately. So it can be fairly easy to get shaken from your position here. I don't want to do that. I'm going to give up some of the gains that I made off the first call and the first move up here. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to buy some of these pullbacks here, and I'm trying to do it in a measured way. Not the easiest thing to do because I'm kind of doing it on the fly. Looking at this here, the bottom of this candle looks to 657. Let's look to be the big one here. So it'll be interesting to see if we continue to trade up. Maybe we take out 665, or if we end up pulling back in, do we actually take out the bottom of this candle? The bottom of this candle here, 654. So here we go, 655 up. Looks like we might be trying to take this out here to the long side. Let's see. Nope. See, it's still struggling with that same level. Here's a little bit of a pullback. I would try to buy the pulls if you can. Keep your stops tight here. You don't want to give your money back on this.
All right, looking interesting here in Tesla as it battles to try to either break out or break down here. Look at this pattern, really symmetrical here with the triangle, right? And so you got a nice little pendant here, and it's trying to break on out. It has come back down here before. I would like to see it test down maybe even towards, let's say, right underneath the VWAP, and then huge recovery is what it will look for. So 466 on the downside, then recovering through the 870s. That's where I've been seeing the buying step in right now.
ATER, by the way, coming. Look at this move. You talk about nasty. This pushed all the way up to 560, pulled all the way back down to 536, and now we're approaching 560 again. So ATER looks like this is setting up.
Not the worst one there. The one thing that I like about that one is that it at least held VWAP. You know what I mean? That's what scared me on the red box move, is that it didn't hold VWAP, and it came down in a really fast manner there. You could see
ACCD
here
pulling back here a little bit. ATER really trying to take out this level here. Apple now sub 150. Okay, no, so it's looks like it's bouncing off that 155. I'd like to see a flush here below 155. We can close these calls out.
Apple breaking down there.
Excuse me, calls. Jeez, come on,
Apple
Ryan, wake up.
Down. SPY looks like it wants to take out the lows there. Looks like Tesla could break down there too. Instead of going back towards the upside, we'll see what happens here. Definitely tested down there towards the 870s again. I keep a watch on Tesla. It's an interesting chart pattern. Whichever way you want to trade it, I think it is interesting here.
560 coming up here. Sorry, Mitch, to interrupt. There's a seller here at 560 on ATER. That looks to be the next spot here. We'll see if we can get going.
Got the spam. No worries about that, guys. It happens sometimes. They'll get through for a second there, but we'll catch them.
Get them out of here.
Get them out of here. You're out of here.
You know what we need? We need to get Chris set up like in Goodfellas. We need Christopedia to take all of the spammers, take them behind, like take them backstage and put their head in a vice.
Just like I can see Chris doing it. He's tall enough to do it.
Chris ain't about to take any crap from no bot spammers. I'll tell you that much right now.
That's exactly what it is. There you guys have that touch there towards the 86.27 there. So I'm gonna let Tesla test there one more time there. I think it looks interesting now to take a shot here. Let's go for it. All right, so upside there.
INVZ popping here.
865, guys. I'm going to put the stop on. Just took the long there in Tesla. Looking for the reversal here. 865 is the risk here. So we're risking about 3.6 on the trade there. Took the shot. Put the stop out there. Looking for the reversal off the exact level that we saw. So let's go ahead. We'll take our shot and see what happens here.
Chris says, I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse. The Godfather. That's what I'm talking about. Chris, let's go.
All
Give
right,
some likes here for Chris. How about some likes here for Chris? Trying to make our program even better. Kindred Duke out INVZ 460. Nice job. That was, I actually took that off my screen and didn't play that pop. Nice job on that pop here through 455. That went as high as 469, 468. Good stuff there, Glenn.
All right, we'll see if Tesla can recover and then start pushing towards the high. That'll be looking good for me there. We'll see what happens. Taking the shot off the level, whichever way you wanted to trade it. If you wanted to trade it break down through that level, could have easily done so right there. And that's how it is sometimes. You just take it off of what you're basing it. To me, I like trading in the move of the direction. It was pointing towards the upside, so I was looking for the upside. Now that we're up there towards 874, I'm looking for the continuation here. We'll see if we can get that move.
Real quick, I want to talk about black box stocks here real quick. BLBX, this is, it's getting, looks like we're having all types of halts here. This is, I've actually seen this action recently a few times. They make a great product. This trading action, a little bit difficult for me to get involved here. So I just pass when I see stuff like this. I know this might be on some of your radars there, so it's worth mentioning. But this type of action, I'm going to look for something a little bit more predictable.
All right, guys, we got 791 people here, but only less than 300 likes, guys. If you guys want us to continue going through 10:30, we need some likes, so help me out here. Hit that like button if you guys are enjoying the trading action that we do every single day live for free, guys. Hit the like. Drown me in these likes. Let's go. All right.
ATER through 560 right there, by the way.
There we
Huge
go.
sell wall there, 560. They took it.
Nice breakout here in Tesla here. Let's look for the continuation towards the high of the day there, up towards 880s. That's what I'm looking for. Take the first profit and then look for the continuation up here. It's already made us a nice gain. We could take a little bit here, but we're looking for the move up towards the high of the day here. Pullbacks holding 870 is what I want now. Let's go. Appreciate it, Gigi. Let's go. Smash up that like. What do y'all think about T? Premiums are better. Quick scalp. It's not a bad one. I like it around. I like trading AT&T around their dividend date, and that's what the recent run has been. So I would look for the next dividend date to kind of get you that next level on up. But right now, I feel like it has run a little bit. But hey, I can't blame you for taking a look at it. That's key. Let's take a look here. You can see those bounces off VWAP today, holding well there. Look at the daily chart, as this one was down here and then gapped on up, of course. That was part of that. And it was right off these levels that I was thinking about taking the X dividend. It's not a bad dividend either there on AT&T. They did make it smaller, but I have a feeling in the long run, they'll increase it again. All right, Tesla, let's see if we can actually start pushing here and getting towards the highs here. The next level on up there through the 880s, then trying to take out the highs. We'll see if that can continue moving. What's going on out there? Mullen applied for a government loan. If it gets it, which it should, could be great cred, may move. Hey, not a bad one to take a look at, Missy. One of the things with Mullen is that remember the type of stock you're dealing with. Whenever you're dealing with high risk, high reward stocks, what I always say is don't just be in those type of stocks. Try to give yourself some exposure also to some lower risk stocks can really help your portfolio and keep your average returns up versus having those gigantic swings in your account. Not saying that that's exactly what you got to do, Missy, but more along for other traders that are out there, kind of think of that mentality. It's not always just trading one style of stock, because if you are, and you're not seeing the kind of the results that you're looking for, you're kind of going more into that insanity look. And, I don't think any of us want to be insane. Let's go. Let's go. Ghost Rider said he just signed up for Benzinga Pro last night. Free trial. There you go, man. Check it on out.
Awesome. Free trial is full featured for 2 weeks. So run it through.
All right, we got up there towards 877 on Tesla. Can we get up to the 880s?
BTTX looks like it's trying to take out this 118, 119, 120 area. Above that, maybe we pop back towards VWAP here, 126. So looking to take out this area here. Oh, Ghost Rider, I'm sorry. I think I referred to you as a he. My apologies. I'm a woman and a vet. Woohoo. Thank you very much for your service. Hopefully we can make you a nice, pretty buck.
Even better, right?
Even better.
Yeah, vet. Let's go. Let's go. All right, going to see if it takes out the high here. Tesla. Going to focus on around the other stocks here. Let's take a look at what's going on in the SPY and other stocks around. So let's take a look. Apron holding that pullback to 377. So when it recovers 4 is something that I would maybe take a look at. Remember, we talked about how it could come back to that 377. That's why we had this box drawn out here. Needs to hold 375 on the pullbacks here, then come back up through 4. We can put an alert there at like 394 to see if we get that just quick spike out through here. And you can see here how it's trying to hold the pullback after breaking out, holding that pullback, holding those levels, needs to go through 4. Let's take a look at the SPY. SPY coming back there, even though it just went quickly down, quick recovery there. And so that's what I'm looking at. That's why I got Tesla here. We'll see if it can continue to hold and kind of make those gains towards the upside. Let's look at Apple. How's Apple recovering today? It looks like it's holding that 154, hasn't breaking through 154, but isn't looking the strongest right now. Let's take a look at what is moving up in the SPY. You got Moderna moving on up right off the VWAP right now. That one doesn't look bad, guys. Couple of sideways candles right off of VWAP. Moderna looking interesting for the move back on up. Oxy continuing to rise. My man, John Lewis, shout out to you, man. Just keep it going. Para. Media diversified VWAP bounce looks interesting there off the 30s. Didn't even go back down towards 296. Now all the way back up to 30.35. Not a bad VWAP bounce today. Facebook also VWAP bouncing. So you got a couple of plays kind of pushing on up. Valero energy stock going on up there. Netflix getting a little bit of a bounce today, guys. Not a bad look there. Tesla just clicked on up past 878, so looking for that 880 to really come into play. Then we'll take some profit. All right, let's go ahead. Let's see what other moves are on out there. Lowell's looks like home improvement moving on up. Home Depot, what a nice push there. Sometimes you got to find some themes, right? Boom. Home improvement stores not looking bad today, guys. You also got Grow Generations moving on up there. LL flooring there. Floor Decor also moving on up. So when you see it, a whole industry up like this, these are the ones that we want to take a look at to see, okay, yeah, we're starting to lead in those areas. Department stores doing well today. Nordstrom. You got Macy's doing well today. KSS doing well. DDS, not a bad day there. So take a look at some of those plays right there. Gambling starting to not do a bad day. We talked about the KNG this morning. I didn't trade it, but there you guys have it. There's a nice push in Tesla. Let's go ahead. Let's take some profit here. Take half of it off here.
ACCD trying to curl up here. ACCD trying to curl up here. We got the high at 670.
Not bad. Just took half of it off there, a little bit more than half, about 2/3 off there for Tesla. Looking for this continued move towards the 890s. Can we get towards the 890s here and get a nice push on up here? Take the rest of it off and take a nice winner in Tesla. I need like an Elon Musk sound.
What sound would you use for that?
Right? That's what I need. I need something. Elon, I need a GIF or a sound or something. Maybe myself throwing, a ball through the Tesla truck and then seeing the crack, that kind of thing. We'll see what's going on out there, guys. What do you guys got?
ATER hanging out here around the highs. ACCD trying to complete its curl here. So we got some things. We're watching some things here.
Push fast there, guys. So we finally broke through that 413. We could see some upside continuation now that we're getting this. Look for stocks that were getting hit. Look for those trash types of names. Look for them to recover. Look at Roku's bounce today, guys. You could take a look at some other names on out there. Redbox still doing well there. We'll see if that kind of pulls back now, but definitely a good move there. Paramount, having a good day there, guys. So it looks like some of these names are making good moves. We could take a look at WBD, Warner Brothers. Look at that pushing on off today, guys. So this is why I start looking at relationships. I'm literally like, okay, so these two stocks are up. Let me look at the relationship of another stock, see if it's coming on up there. There you guys see Warner Brothers, super strong day there. Let's look at the Bros. The Bros is coming back. The Bros. We'll see if it gets on back there. It's not doing much right now.
ATER through, by the way, new highs here on ATER.
Egg down today. We'll see what's up. All right, so let's go towards the sectors and see what's going on here. Energy leading us, technology up 1.01, communication services up 0.94. That's why we're seeing so many of those kind of Roku, the kind of other names. Verizon also continuing to bounce a little bit after coming down there. T-Mobile. Not T-Mobile, AT&T has been talked about in the chat there.
ACCD gearing here. ACCD gearing 673 was the spot on volume. 677 was the actual high. Bids showing up here. If 677 falls, look for this to go to 7 or at least test 7. Let's see if we can get enough buying interest in here. This is moving up here. And here comes some more bids. They're pushing.
There's a push there in Tesla there, guys. Up there towards 886 now. 885s. Looking for the move towards 890s. This will be an over 20-point win there if we can get it towards the 890s there on Tesla. Order out to cover there into the 890s. I'm going to put it out at 889, like 50s. I can get that already. I'll just take what I can get, man.
Berlin asking, Ryan, do you golf? No, I don't. I used to golf when I was younger. I was never very good at it. I really want to start playing again, but no, unfortunately, I do not. I'd love guys. To play around with you, though.
Looking to cover there into this move here. Just got up there towards 88 444s. I'm at 889 50s here. Let's see if we can get through there. Just get a quick fill there. Take the nice winner off on Tesla. Let's see if we can get it.
ACCD up at 677 here. Look out for this if this pops. Look out for this if this pops.
889. Boom. There we go, baby. Not a bad trade there on the Tesla Dragon. Nice call off the exact bottom there, 866. We got in there at 868.61 below the VWAP. Looking for the move back through the high day in continuation, nailing that trade. Not a bad trade there in Tesla.
Here we go, right back up on ACCD. I think this wants higher here, guys, on ACCD. There it goes, 680 out of the way. Here we go. This thing's really starting to gear now.
Yeah, you better play in Vegas.
Starting to gear here, folks. Oh, there we go. Let's see, 690. Do we have 690 in the cards here?
Yep, I definitely think that Tesla got into a little bit of a push phase right there. It's relief rally. I do agree with John. I think it's a relief rally a little bit, but that doesn't mean that it's going to continue. So I tried to take the quick profits. Maybe I'm going too quick to the gun on Tesla. But the reason I kind of got here is that I measured up from the breakout. It's about, 17 points. So I was looking for about 20 points on up there from that. Not a bad move there, Tesla.
Out ACCD here on this push out, and they're going to run it right back to the highs. I don't think this is done yet. I'm out here, but I don't think it's done. ACCD, folks. Jessica, up $300+ here, Jessica, on your call. This is exactly why Mitch and I talk about this all the time. And Mitch, interrupt me if you have something.
No,
I really just want to focus on this because we talk about having this community here all the time. We talk about process. So the hopes that you viewers, I don't mean you people, you viewers can kind of watch what we're doing, then maybe replicate that same process. alter it so that you're comfortable with it, and then be able to replicate that. And you're kind of seeing that here, right? We talk about a lot of these different small caps that provide short-term pops. We had the viewers call out several here this morning. You guys actually helped me on INVZ before we even opened here. When I glossed over that, that gave us a trade. ACCD gave us a trade. So this whole community here banding together to find different opportunities to trade. That's what it's all about. It's working. Let's keep it up.
All right, what is going up today? Where am I seeing some of the inflation trade go? I'm seeing it in wood, lumber, and wood production. So I think that's another reason why you're seeing Home Depot up today and Lowe's up today. Is I look to see if lumber and wood is up, and there you guys have it. You're starting to see a little bit of a rise in some of these lumber names. We know how these rose last time, and we know how it affected Home Depot. Look at Home Depot today. Look at Lowe's. We'll see what happens.
Chris is saying, what do you mean, you people? See, that's exactly it, Chris. That's exactly what I was trying to avoid. I certainly didn't mean to disparage anybody. I'm all excited here. I've got coffee flowing through the veins. Just made some money here off of viewer call, trying to say things on the fly, end up saying something dumb. Appreciate you guys holding me accountable, though. What I mean by you people is you wonderful, diverse group of viewers here that show up every single day to support us. Sorry for being unclear.
No worries. Definitely. Taking a look around there. I'm seeing ACBI hold on up there. So we'll see if that can kind of continue there. That's Activision Blizzard. We'll see if the SPY can continue making moves on up. Remember, we just broke out through that 413. 416.29 is where I could see some resistance coming into play. And then I even called out potentially a move back up to 420 today, you know, from 411 to 420s, 10-point range in the SPY. Ryan, when did you think you were going to say that one?
Well, a 10-point range in the SPY?
Yeah, then not very likely unless it was the pandemic.
I mean, look, Mitch, everything's been turned up on its head. I'm actually not even terribly surprised. And by the way, if the chat starts quoting Tropic Thunder here this early in the morning, things are liable to get a little out of hand. This is Les Grossman. Who is this? Oh, man, I don't even want to get started. I'm going to get way too excited if we start quoting Tropic Thunder. Way too excited. Probably get some sort of fine.
All right, we'll see what happens if the SPY can continue making runs here. Tesla, what happened in Tesla? There you go. It's that 893. Got up there towards the high of 895. Hope somebody was able to nail that type of trade there. Let's take a look around. What else are we seeing there? Department store is continuing to move on up. We'll see if they can continue making moves there. One that I wanted to watch today was Car. Car has earnings after the bell today. And I just don't know. I mean, can they give earnings for the price being all the way up here? I don't know. It's up there at 270s. I'm trying to take a look at it potentially to see what would happen today. I was also looking at Hertz. Saw more and more their Tesla commercial being put into my face. So that's why I was kind of watching to see what was going to happen on Hertz today. It is going on up. We'll see if it can continue making moves. I'm not jumping in any of these names right now, especially with an earnings report coming out, but just keeping an eye out on them. All right, looking around. What's up? Must sound a SpaceX Falcon 9 launch takeoff. Not a bad one. Not a bad thing at all. I need to go see a SpaceX launch. I can actually. I got a brother-in-law that works at NASA, so I get to go to the launches if I get over there. So I need to go over there, man.
That's really freaking cool, Mitch, that you get to go see.
But I haven't gone though, because it's in Florida. You know, I got to travel over there. So I got to take a trip. Next, like I'm waiting for the Starship or something like that to be launched. That will be
the Starship. Soon as the Millennium Falcon takes off, Mitch is going to be all over that.
I'm ready. Take me to the moon. Take me to Mars, Elon. I'll come with you. I got no problem with it.
John Azar, thank you. Just made Matt. I made some profit on ACCD. Way to go, John. Keep that profit in your pocket. Pay attention to what worked, and let's apply it to the next trade that we find. Good stuff. BTTX, good pop. I was actually trying to play that earlier. Took a $20. Ooh, that was a good pop. Took a $20 loss on that earlier. Nothing big, just trying to get it to go. Wasn't really going, but here we go. We broke above that one. Here, let me pull this up here so we can all see it.
Show us.
Right? Took out that. This is the formation that we wanted it to take out, right? So when we talk about a stock pulling back in and finding a bottom and then reversing, this is what we're talking about. This pullback here pulled right back down to this level 111, but it's not exactly clear where that bottom is until this entire consolidation pattern gets taken out. So here, let me actually draw this so that it's even easier to see. Where is my drawing tool in here? Come on. Where's my rectangle? Right in here. All right. So this, we're gonna make this perfect, folks. This right here.
Just hold on 1 second, Ryan. Just want to mention apron coming back to the 390s. Just mentioning that out, just to keep it on watch for certain people that are watching it. You continue.
Let's flip over because there might be a chart lesson on apron as well. This right here, this is your bottom finding process. When you find a bottom, very rarely is it going to be a V that you can pinpoint based on some location on a chart. That rarely works out. When it does, great, hammer it. But this is what we're looking for here, right? So this pulled out of the. Go ahead, Mitch. Did you have something?
Just starter on apron.
It pulled out of this formation. It kind of made this bottoming formation. Once it took out this 118 level, it started to push higher. That's where we find ourselves now. This is exactly what we're looking for on some of these plays. Now, let me go over to apron. Mitch, I'm sorry for babbling.
Good, my friend.
Oh, look at that pop. So this is actually kind of similar, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. So I'll kind of show what I'm looking at on apron while Ryan kind of checks out his look on it. So one of the things that we talked about last time we went to the 410, we said it could come back to the 377, 375 wick, then come back through the VWAP. So I took my starter here at 391, looking to add down towards 380s and then risk off that 375. Remember, we already took some gains on this one. So what we do is we kind of slowly measure in, trying to give us another opportunity for it to run. That's what I'm taking my shot at.
Chris with the slight little backhand there. This was actually awesome. Looking for his drawing tool. Hope Ryan can find his mouse too. Smiley face. Just to give you a little context on that, we had a company-wide meeting on a Zoom call that I had thought I had muted my own microphone for. I got 4 screens here, so I started moving my mouse because a trade was setting up. Something was happening, and I couldn't find it. And I started to panic because I couldn't find my mouse, and I yelled out alone in my office here, I can't find my boop, boop, boop mouse. I beeped out the profanities there, and now my microphone was open, so the entire company heard me say that, and that's what Chris is referencing here. And I'll be honest, Chris, I deserve to be poked about that. That was a rather entertaining little bit there, and I've done my best to make sure I've stayed muted when appropriate.
What the are you doing, Ryan? What the is going on here, guys? Come on.
Man, that was some fun stuff.
We all had a good laugh. That's what it's all about.
Laugh. No, and that's the thing. And it's like that. We did have a good laugh, and I laugh about it in hindsight now. And it's just good lesson, though. Good lesson. That'll shape you up in a hurry.
All right, looking to see if there's some more dark pulling action into this blue apron. There's definitely some dark pulling action. If anybody has dark pulling data, I would love to hear it, but it's too expensive for me. Did they raise? Did they give you a raise, Ryan?
They did not give me a raise because of that, but we all had a good laugh. That raised the spirits. That was the raise we got.
All right, we'll see what happens here. I'm looking for a little bit of a pullback towards the 380s. Still hasn't broken the 390s there on blue apron. We're there in 391. So we're looking for the push above 4. Really, that's where it takes control and takes off. So let's see what happens there. Blue apron.
ACCD here. I just saw Kenny D said ACCD in the buy zone. Kenny, good spot here, because I think when you had said that this had pulled back down to 670, this is what I was talking about regarding those pulls, right? These pullbacks are what you want to add on, because they seem to be bought back up. Now, nothing's 100%. You're gonna have to manage your risk. Here we go. We just popped above, as I was flapping my gums there, we just popped above 690. So it looks like another trade on here. Let's see if it can keep going above 690.
All right, seeing some volume load up there in Blue Apron between the 95 and 98 area. Some people were taking a shot right now, trying to get it before the $4. I'm trying to see a $4 go through in a big order show up there. Big sizing show up there first, and then I'll start adding to my position. I can add it on pullbacks, but right now, let's let the trade kind of work and show me the breakout versus trying to find the breakout.
Mitch, while I'm watching this ACCD trade run away from me here, I think Glenn here was looking for how you can set up your screen to show those sectors like you have on the right. Would you mind running through that for him?
Yeah, so this is on TC2000. You can do this also on Benzinga Pro. The biggest thing there is that I just have it on one page here. You're going to need to do it by sectors on Benzinga Pro. I can show that, and I'm going to go ahead and work that into tomorrow's show, how you can actually do the same exact thing on Benzinga Pro. You can do it. I just like it better on TC just because it's on one page. And just to let you know, we're working on that too to bring it to Benzinga Pro. But the biggest thing for me is going from a sector to industries, then looking at stocks versus working backwards, which is most people do, is they look for a big mover. Like, let's say, what was the one that you're looking at right now?
ACCD.
ACCD? CD? Yeah, there you go.
ACC, yep.
Perfect. So there, what would they do? They would open this up and they'd be like, okay, I want to trade ACCD. But what I would do is I would open this up and say, what sector is this in? What industry is this in? Work backwards, not forward. And I can see what health information services. What do I see on the right-hand side here? What is the leading industry? The leading industry in technology? Health information services. And what is one of our leading sectors? Technology. So this is why I would be in this area. Doesn't mean that I'm trading ACCD, but it just gives me the idea of trading stocks in this area. Stocks like TDOC right now, stocks like HLTH. You can be taking a look at these, like Pear. Like there's a bunch of these. ShareCare moving on up. And what I like to do also is I put it by capitalization. What are the biggest stocks in this area? VEEV, this one pushing on up also. CERN pushing on up. DOCS pushing on up. So that gives you the insight that this is an industry-wide move versus just one stock. All right, let's go ahead. Let's see what happens there. We got a little pop in apron. Some volume came in, and what does it do? It pulls back on that move. That's why I was looking for the breakout of 4, not just a touch of 4. Let's go, guys. Keep those likes going, guys. We're going to be getting on out of here in just about 15 minutes. We'll get you guys over to some future action here, guys. Let me catch up with some of my comments here on Slack. I'll put Ryan's screen on up, and I will be right back in 2 seconds.
All right, cool. I'm watching ACCD here because I think that this does pop above 7. This is a third trade here in from 692, looking to pop above 7. Not going to really, big pull. That was exactly what I did not want to see, folks. That was exactly, there we go. They bought it right back up. Okay, we were lucky here. Got bailed out there. I was actually thinking about adding a little bit here. So it'd be interesting to see if we move this up towards 7. Starting to get a little volatile here. ACCD, again, want this to pop above 7. We'll see if they can clear out some of the sellers that they've got right here. 692 cleared out yet again. Let's go ahead and see if we can watch it. This to me absolutely looks like it wants to run at 7. Be very careful. The stock is extended here, so if you're buying this for the first time here today, definitely lower your size. You could very, very, very easily have this get pulled on you. But the buying momentum here tells me that they definitely are going to try to take this above 7, or they look to try to take this above 7. I guess nothing is definite other than Tropic Thunder being hilarious.
All right.
But I digress.
So now you got apron starting to push onto those 4s. There was some volume that came in there. Now I'm looking for the continuation. Look for a little tick up here close towards the 410. Then a quick pullback towards 4. That's where I'll look to add. Let's see if we get it here. Looking for the SPY to test pre-market highs, then a bounce, says Ashton. Not a bad way to look at it. Like always, stick to the levels that you're looking for. Look for that to kind of continue. When things go wrong, that's when the time is when you don't want to be fighting it, right? So we'll see what happens there. Apple coming down, says JD's, so that could drag some of the market down there. Apple is fighting to hold VWAP. It hasn't been able to hold it at all today. There's been slight moments, but it hasn't really hold. Tesla, is that coming back? Yes, it is coming back there from the 890s. You saw how there was a lot of closes. They got a little bit above the 890s, but we were able to take a lot of that profit there. So I'm happy that we went into what? Going towards the reward target. We talked about it in pre-market today, that sometimes in this market, you need to take the gains, not looking for that continuation move. That's what I've been noticing, and I'm enjoying that I took the profit and didn't fight the move there in Tesla. Tried to get more and more because it could have came back. Spam, you're not going to get it this time. I got it. Let's go.
Man, too fast. Mitch is too fast.
Let's go. Not going to get me this time. All right. What else you got for me, Ryan? What are you looking at? You still looking at that bad boy?
Yep. Still looking at ACCD here on this pull. I think that the next push here might take us up to 7. We will see.
All right. We just saw that rise through 406, then a pullback underneath 4 here. Looking for a slight tick towards 390s, then a recovery of 4 here. Then it really start moving there on a Blue Apron. We'll see if we can get it. Slight tick towards the 90s here, and then a strong recovery of 4. $398's getting tested on the bid. I want to see like 395 really quickly. And then all of a sudden, I want to see the spread open up. Right now, you have 398 by 399. So 1 point spread. I want to see the spread open up and then get volatile on the offer side. So spread out there. That might be one for Playboy, Brian. And just to kind of mention, I'm trying to get them on. I'm trying to get Playboy back on. They can have earnings coming on up. Look at the chart of Moderna. Every rip has been sold off below the previous low. Puts are 3x today. Okay, not a bad one to take a look at. Like Chris says, let's get to 400 likes, guys, before we head on out. We'll be out of here in 10 minutes, guys. We had over 700 people watching today. Let's see if we can get this move in Blue Apron. We've nailed Tesla. We got out there. The loss today was in the MGM. Since then, we've had 3 green trades. We're looking for this to continue in the move. Twitter was actually up a significant amount earlier, now pulling back a little bit. We'll see if that swing trade continues in the right direction. This Blue Apron's a little bit trappy there, guys. Just be careful there on the top side of it. It likes to trap people on the wicks up. What was your entry and exit on Tesla? Entry was at 868.61, and the outs on Tesla were at, let me get you the exacts there. So we got 889.70 and 882.92. So that was a great trade there. And it was only on, it wasn't, you don't, when you trade Tesla, even like one share can make you money, guys. I remember I made my first over $100 trade on Tesla with 1 share. And I realized, man, okay, so I can trade Tesla. I just got to be smart with the risk, understand the shares, right? The hard part about trading with 1 share, of course, is that you can only come out one time, right? Like you can't be like, oh, I'm going to leave half on. So this time it wasn't 1 share, but it just goes to show you guys that you don't need to be trading monster big for you to get those gains. Here comes that move. It did test back down to 398. We didn't get 4, but now we're starting to break 4 one more time. So now I'm trying to put in my order right there at 4 to try to add to this trade. Let's see if we can add to it at 4 here.
ACCD looks like this is taking a break here, so we'll wait for this to set up again. HCDI, we talked about that a little bit earlier. That seems to be coming back in. Apron still holding around that 4 level. And then ATER, this was the other one that we were talking about. Big yank from the highs here. So we'll see if any of these set back up again.
Just took it there at 4 there, guys. Add there on Blue Apron. Now I'm up towards 395s here, guys. So 390s is our risk right here. We're needed to hold that and hold the 4 breakout now. That's what we really want to see. We don't want to see it back to the 380s here. We want it to hold the 4 and break on out.
Ron is saying ACCD is done for the day. Ron has been really sharp with trading these. Ron, we will see if that pans out here. So ACCD made a number of moves here. The volume is declining, so it'll be interesting to see if it can get going here again.
All right, on the upside through 410s, I will actually add for the breakout on Blue Apron, going for that home run type of look, but it needs to go through that 410 level. We'll see if that happens here.
Jay Wild, can someone tell the market to pick a direction, please? LOL. Yes, we have absolutely been trying to do that. We have been unsuccessful in doing that so far today.
Yeah, man, the chop is choppy. Let's just say that, the choppy chop. I don't know if you guys want one of those. They sell them at Pollo Tropical in Florida. So if you want it, go on over. We'll see what happens out there, guys. Let's keep it going. We'll see if this can really start moving. Xavier bringing in one I've never heard of. Sound, S-O-U-N.
S-O-U-N. That's been halted a few times earlier today. You should pull that up, though. Take a look at that. There might be a lesson in there that we can learn.
Let's take a look there. All right, so Sound, just coming on back here. This is one of those that I would say hourly chart. I can already tell when I go to these 5 minutes and stuff like this where I see huge rises, then huge sideways consolidation after like a couple hours into the market. What do? I look at the hourly chart, looking for hourly support to hold here. And if you take a look here on the pre-market, what did you get? You got to cut down through these wicks, these 877s. So that's what I would be looking for it to hold now on any pullback. As long as it can hold that 877 and start recovering through, let's say 10, it is actually coming back there on a 1 hour pullback type of move. And a lot of times what I also look for on 1 hour pullbacks is if you're taking a look at the 5 or the 15, you want to see 3 or 4 attempts to break down and then a recovery. So 1, 2, 3 attempts. The stock bounces, it hits the VWAP, and then it tries one more time to break down. Now is recovering. That's when I usually look at these stocks. All right, Apron is definitely on that make it or break it moment for us. So I want to pay attention to this one because I could add through the 410s and take a home run swing. Let's see if we get that move. Now we don't want to see it break VWAP. Why? Because we got a smaller rule of 3 here coming into play. I'm going to show you guys on the 1 minute so you guys can see what shorter time frame and multi-time frame continuation can do for you, right? And so we can see here we had one push above the VWAP, right? This first push, that's a wick there. It pulls back here. I'm actually use the squares so you guys don't get confused with my entries there. So you guys see a square here, square back up immediately towards the high. Then it comes back towards support here. Then you get a move back on up here. There's the breakout there. We just got the ad there too, guys. So we're looking for the big swing on this. Then you get one more pullback. This is when I went after it because it held that pullback. Rule of 3 coming in a shorter time frame, taking that ad right here after I see that hold of the VWAP. Now looking for the continuation. Let's see if we can get it. Now I'm up to 401. So what does that mean? We need to hold VWAP on this and look for the continuation up through the high to the next high. 410 was the high. Next high for us is to 420s. So around 418s or 415, we can take some profit and then look for the rest to keep running.
I'm just kind of watching ACCD again here. I'm interested because Ron said it was done for the day. It certainly felt like that. This is getting bought back up here. I'm almost wondering if there's someone trapped in this. Like I said, Ron's got a really good eye. He trades a lot of these every single day, and he's actually better than I am with the ones that move around quickly.
Boom.
Just got it.
Boom. It's going parabolic here, guys. Up to 420s, up to 430s now.
Blue Apron?
Yes.
Put it up. Put it up.
Here, I got you. It's going parabolic now. Look at that. Nice little move right there. And what happened there? Big volume on the breakout there. Sold some at 418 there. Selling another third. So I have now, I got up to 600 shares in this one, guys. I'll tell you guys the share count. I usually don't like to talk about it because I want you guys to understand how I'm approaching this. So on the breakout, I sold what? 300, half of the position, right? On this extended breakout, I sold another 100 because I wasn't expecting this move. So then now I'm in a position of strength. I only have about 200 shares left at 401, but I could actually set a stop at $4 and just pull my hands down now. This is when you're trading a momentum stock. We're looking for the continuation. And what can we do? We can do is read the flag, measure the flag for the extension back on up. So we can use the fib projection here, and you want to do it towards the high, and we're looking for what around the 161 level. So that's all the way up there towards 522s. 100 level is through that 440s. That's where we want to see volume increase and going into the big breakout, which would be up there towards the 520 mark. So I'm looking for a move, maybe potentially towards 5 today on Blue Apron.
We will see if you get it, Mitch.
We'll see. We'll see. SPY kind of moving on up there too. SPY pulling back there towards the VWAP. It's just a battle there, guys. Hasn't wanted to hold there. We'll see what happens. I'm glad I took some profit there. It took it at 428, and it's like at the top of the range right now. There's a reason why. It was an extended move. When I get those extended moves, it's okay to take some of the profit. Make sure that you're deep into the green and give yourself a chance to make a
my problem with this is that now that I've actually watched, I still had ACCD up there. My problem with this is that now that I've watched it break out of this, I want to take it, but I feel like I'm chasing right here. So I got to wait for this to set up.
Yeah, that was the reason why I talked about it when we got to that 371s that I wanted to keep it on watch. So I was just keeping it on watch, making sure that I was going to wait till I saw that next volume pop. And that volume pop came exactly at 1038. That's when I started calling it out. And I was like, guys, something happened there. Volume changing back. Looks to me like someone's was building a position in this, building it. They took some at the top. They took some at the bottom, built a big position. And now we're seeing the effects of that big position as it went back through that 4. And just to kind of mention, remember how I talked about we were looking for a big order? There was 20,680 shares that went through at 424. So just to give that level to kind of pay attention to Apron going through that level massively, guys. We're going to start wrapping on up. We only got 2 minutes left, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed the day, enjoyed some of the trades we gave out there. Like always, guys, this is only for informational purposes only, not investment advice. Opinions don't represent those of Benzinga, and host and guests may maintain positions in the securities discussed. But like always, it's about process, building the process. That's what Ryan and I and Zunaid are all about. We're trying to give you guys and show you how we attack the market so that you guys can work at it yourself. Take a look. You guys saw how I was taking a look today, how we saw how we worked backwards instead of working forward. Look at the sectors, look at the industries. That's really what it's all about. We're going to go ahead and start wrapping on up. Meet me later today on Money Mitch. I have a great interview, and of course going to be going through for my man Hershey's bull flag. He was taking it on the weekly and looking at it. So I'll take a look at there too. We'll be looking at what moves today, what was hot, what was not. This is where we go through the stories and then come on in to live trading the following day. And if you guys want to also go through the stories at story time the same way I go, you could join Ryan in the happy hour on Benzinga Pro. So both of us kind of look at the end of the day as being very important. We take a look at stocks, we see what moves in the day, and then we start determining what we're looking towards the next day based on the action of today. So, hey, Ryan, see you on out there. And guys,
I had to go to the bathroom. I'm sorry. I tried to hold it until we were done.
Good. You're
good. I had to run and go do it. Take care, everybody. We will see you again tomorrow.
Hey, take care, guys. We'll see if Apron can continue to run there, guys. I haven't taken the last little shares off. I'll keep holding this, break even on the rest, and look for the big win here in Blue Apron. Like always, guys, keep it going. We'll keep going out there. Hit the like, guys. Hit the like button. We got to keep it going here. And sometimes we do get a little bit of confetti action out there. Hit the subscribe bell so that you guys can be subscribed the moment we go live. And like always, guys, a little money action today. Not bad in the market. And let's keep it going, guys. Up next, you guys got some future action. We'll keep it going right here on Benzinga.
Check.